Hello, my name's April and welcome to the 5-minute grant making sessions. Budget justification. The budget justification is essentially an itemized description of the budget. It's a brief explanation of what the funds are used for. We're going to look at several examples in this presentation, but how should we create a budget justification? The essence of it is itemize all budget components and objectively explain. Be clear, succinct, objective, and with just enough detail. Use the UNLV template as a start. We will look into the template. And only include relevant items. Delete everything that is unused. And then compare the budget sheet, the spreadsheet, to the justification side by side, just so you know you're not missing anything. So let's look at a few examples. One example, PI effort. Let's go through this together. Principal investigator. 2 calendar months are requested for the project and calculated based on the institutional base salary. The PI will be responsible for, and it describes what the PI will do. As you can notice, and the takeaway from this, please pause the screen and read the text if you would like, but the takeaway from here is it's basically a simple itemized explanation of what will be done. It's not a huge justification of why. That belongs in the full narrative, in the full description of your project. Another example, a student in GA. So support for GA is based on the current university rate for summer adjunct employment. Summer salary for 2 months at $20 per hour for 20 hours per week is requested. The GA will be responsible for, and it just describes what the GA will do. So here, one takeaway is that this description mentions university rates and standards. Those are also present in the template that we'll see in just a minute. Another example, travel. Travel needs an itemized table. As you can see, we see lodging for 3 nights at $153 a night. We see meals and incidentals 4 days at $79 per day, but the first and last days are $59.25. And this is because this is based in the GSA rates. As we look into the description below, we'll see that travel funds are requested, just describes what they will be used for, and then the cost of travel is calculated for the amount of nights, and it mentions that it's based on estimated costs when we don't have standards for it, like grounds transportation. But when we do, like lodging and per diem, then it's based on GSA rates. Those are federal rates that are available on the internet, constantly updated, and by geographical region as well. So a takeaway here is just the brief mention of these federal rates and standards. Another example, other expenses. The takeaway here is just the mention of university processing fees when applicable. So if we look at, for example, the participant incentives at the top, we'll see that there's a $22.30 Visa card fee per participant. So that needs to be included in the calculation. Those are pieces of information that ORSP will be able to provide to you as we work with you in the budget, but just to give you an idea of how to craft a budget justification that will cover all the necessary costs to even process a certain expense. So the template that I was mentioning is a template that is produced by the OSP office, the main campus-wide OSP office, and it's available for download at any time and constantly updated. Let's look at the OSP template together. So here, this is the template. As you can see, they have highlighted in blue some of the information that we need to either just be familiar with or adjust. And let me make this bigger, much better. And as we scroll down, you will see there are some instructions in blue, and some of the items that we included in the examples previously are here laid out in the template. So here we see X amount of months, whatever the calculation is requested each year of the project. Naturally, we're going to adjust that. If we only have 1 year, we are not going to say each year. We're just going to say is requested and delete the each year part of the text. So that's the kind of adjustment that we would do here in this template. But things like the university rates, like for example, the fringe benefits, it's all laid out here for us. We literally don't have to worry about it, and we only have to add the total cost here once we are done with the budget sheet. It's really important that as the grant maker, we can go through this template and we can produce a really good draft of this, because it saves a lot of time from the supporting staff when processing these submissions, and it also makes the submitting team more familiar with what's going on and more intimate with the budget and how it's justified, because ultimately the justification needs to be also in the narrative and then here in the budget justification, so things need to match. So as a PI, as a group that is submitting a grant, the group should be familiar with what's in the narrative, what's in the spreadsheet, what's in the justification, to be sure that it all matches and it all makes sense. And essentially, this is it for this video. And if you have any questions about budget justification, please reach out. Thank you.